Welcome to Around Kitsap. Today our focus is the Kitsap Antique Fair, and it's going to be happening at the end of February. Joining me is Phyllis Mann. Phyllis is the president of our Kitsap History Museum. And next to me is Ernie Lopez. Ernie is an appraiser, certified appraiser, and he lives right here in Kitsap. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks.
What an exciting project. Phyllis, how long has this antique fair been going on?
Oh, the antique show has been going on 17, maybe 18 years now.
That's a lot. So the Kitsap History Museum teams with who? Who's partnering?
Genealogical Society. I have trouble saying that word. But it's with the Genealogical Society, and we've been doing this since day number 1.
You've been partners with them for 17 years.
Yes.
Fabulous, fabulous. The event will happen at our President's Hall at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds. The date again, February 27th and 28th.
Right.
Phyllis, what are the times?
Saturday it'll be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then on Sunday it'll be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Is there a cost to get in for folks?
Yes, the cost to get in is $6 per person. And if you're going to have an item appraised, it's $5 per item. So if you have 10 items, it's $5 per item, not $5 for the whole group.
We're going to talk about appraisals in just a minute, Ernie. But let's talk about vendors, Phyllis. How many vendors will be at the event?
We like to secure between 35 and 40 vendors. Right now we're up to 25. And this weekend, we should solidify the remainder of our vendors through the Puyallup show, because that's this weekend.
Is 35 to 40 about the
yes, it's
what
about the
target
norm.
you're looking for?
Exactly.
Excellent. So, Ernie, let's talk about appraisers. How many appraisers will be at the Kitsap Fair?
I think this year we have 6 scheduled, including myself, and each of us come with our own different specialty areas.
What is your specialty, Ernie?
Fine antiques, oriental, textiles, silver, paintings, clocks, mechanical music, and anything 100 years old or older is my specialty area. But we have folks that are knowledgeable about toys, about dolls, mid-century pieces, jewelry, and I think we have a coin expert that typically attends as well.
How'd you ever get into this line of work, Ernie?
Well, I've been in the antique trade for most of my adult life, and I not only for the Kitsap show, but I volunteer for Historical Society fundraisers all over Western Washington, including Stillicum, Enumclaw, Vashon Island, and other historical societies, and it's a great way for not only for the societies to make some extra money for their fundraising, but for people to learn a lot more about the things that they own.
When people come in to have an object appraised, do they receive something in writing from you? Or is it only verbal?
No. In this type of a venue, most items of any significant value need some extensive research. What we try to do is give someone, individuals, a ballpark, a verbal value of what they think it might be worth on the current marketplace, but more importantly for insurance purposes, because the insurance value is not always the same as what the retail value might be.
Excellent. Do folks have to wait a long time when they come to the appraisal fair, antique fair? Do they have to wait a while?
I think things move along rather quickly depending on what you've brought in. In some areas it might take a little bit more time, especially with coins, to look up dates and condition and that type of thing. But on the whole, I think the crowd moves through pretty quickly, and it's pretty steady flow all day long, so it doesn't really get too backed up, except maybe the early part of the day.
But I bet, is there a limit? If I did come with 10 items, could I have all 10 items appraised?
I've done as many as 20 from the same person, and that's where it might have a tendency for things to back up a little bit. But once again, we have some other experts on site that can take up, take up the slack on those things. So, and most people are very kind and very patient because they want to learn about the things they have, and rarely have any complaints that people have to wait too long.
Right. So if you have a gift that maybe grandma or grandpa or great aunt or aunt gave you that you've had in the closet and you're wondering, wow, is this really something of value? Is this an antique? This is the event to go to. This is it. It's right here in your backyard at the end of February. Ernie, you've brought some fabulous things today that are basically an idea of the kind of items that people could bring into the event. First of all, would you tell us what's on this table?
Well, this is a spectacular, one of the most spectacular examples of early American stitchery that you might find. This is a crazy quilt pieced together by several ladies in a church sewing circle in the mid-1880s. And each lady took ownership of it by doing a certain portion of it. It's made from silk and velvet, and it takes some time to absorb all the details of it, but one of my favorite bits here, being a cat lover, I think, oh, there he is. We have this,
there's the little cat.
This nice little cat here, but there's all kinds of wits of wisdom here, and something that I will probably have at my table this year if people want to get a closer look at it, because it is
beautiful.
So spectacular.
It is.
Yeah.
And Ernie pointed out that it's really a tablecloth. It's square and it could be used as a tablecloth, and it is absolutely, the detail work, you can tell it's all been hand done. It's just absolutely beautiful. How long have you had this? This belongs to you?
This particular piece, I actually bought at the Antique Fair 2 years ago.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
this is an example.
It's an example of what comes in.
Some of the things that you might be able to find to purchase for yourself at the Antique Fair, which may be even more important to you than finding out what, or you purchase it and you bring it over to our group and we can tell you if it's really worth what you paid for it. So.
I think I'd have it on a loan first to see if it really is what I would pay for it.
Sure.
How about this timepiece on the cameras?
This is an interesting little German timepiece, a mystery timepiece, a little bronze ballerina dancer, and the clock is a mystery clock. It just swings perpetually on its own there. Once again, an example of some of the unusual things that come in, and I can't speak to that enough. You know, you might see the Antique Roadshow on television and see some really exotic things, but we've had equally exotic things come into our show here that just are mind-blowing. And items worth well into the six-figure range that I think the people are sometimes shocked to find out what the value of some of the things they have. And so people that just brought something at the last minute didn't even think it was worth anything, and it turned out to be worth $50,000, $60,000. So, so it's well worth your time to bring things in and take a look
Beautiful.
here.
How about this piece of pottery?
Another interesting. This is a very rare piece of Japanese ceramic here. It's from the Sumida period, and what I like are all the interesting little figures climbing around the edges here. And till we get to the point where we can find the artist's signature actually impressed into the porcelain here. And while we can't, once again, sometimes things that come to us need some further research, which we're happy to do on a sidebar, but quite often with some of the resources we have at hand, we can tell you a lot more about your piece right on site.
And then there's this.
And then
Can I crank it?
I think I would prefer to demonstrate that for you. It takes a little bit of finesse. This is a wonderful French automaton. These are French porcelain head dolls. This dates to the 1850s, and it has a nice little music box, and the figures play their instruments along with it.
Now, Ernie, what would something like this cost?
A piece like this would be valued at about $2,500. The nice piece of Japanese ceramic here, somewhere in the $1,000 to $1,500 range, and this wonderful mystery clock around $1,500. The quilt here, well into the $1,000 range. And it just gives you, once again, an example of some of the nice things that you might be hiding under your bed or in your closet. I know we have a lot of military families that come from all over the country, and maybe you're bringing something from New England or the South or that we don't usually get to see here. So
yeah, that'd be really fun, wouldn't it? Phyllis, how many folks do you anticipate coming out to the antique show?
Last year we had about 5,000 people throughout the two-day event. So I'm hoping that we can double that this year because, I mean, we are the only antique show in town.
That's right.
And so this is the time of the year that if you want to have something appraised or you just want to shop around, this would be the time to do it.
Excellent. Phyllis, one more time, last time, the dates and times, and the event will be at the President's Hall.
President's Hall, and it is February 27th, Saturday, and the 28th, Sunday, from 10 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday.
And of course, there's always free parking at our fairgrounds, and I bet there's going to be some food available.
Yes, the
if you're going to
historical.
come over and hang out. And you can go to the website, www.antiqueshowkitsap.com, or call the History Museum at 360-479-6226. I hope you take advantage of this opportunity, the Kitsap Antique Show. And thanks so much for coming out and bringing these really beautiful things.
Thank you.
Phyllis,
Thank you.
good luck on your event.
Look forward to seeing you all out there.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.